Hi, good afternoon, everyone. It's really nice seeing you guys around. It's 4 p.m. and our attendance is still low. Let's go to our WhatsApp channel and flood the group. Tell them the section is live. We're still expecting more. We can still do better. We're still on 16. Let's go to our WhatsApp group and tell them the section is live. So we'll be giving everyone the grace of 5 minutes. So once it's 4:05 p.m., we are going to commence the section of today. So please, while we're waiting for them, let's go to the WhatsApp group and plot the charts that we are waiting for them. Let's remind them. Hi, we are still expecting, but once it's 4:05, we start the class, though the population is not really encouraging. Likewise, our presenter of the day is waiting for everyone in the room. So while we are waiting, let's floor the within the less than a minute that we're having left, let's just try and update them on the WhatsApp group that we're waiting for them. Thank you. Okay, so thank you very much. Um it's 4:05 already. We are going to commence the class now. So please kindly confirm if you can see my screen from your end. Please go to the comment section and confirm if you can see my screen from your end. Please drop a comment from on the chat if you can see my screen from it. Please kindly drop your favorite emoji. All right, Angela, thank you very much. All right, thank you very much. So now, good day, everyone. You are welcome to today's section titled Introduction to Microsoft Power BI. But before I commence, before we introduce the speaker, I would like to state our ground rules of the day, like we usually do. One of our rules is that let's always try and be punctual, and let's um, don't don't let everybody. We are all learning, even if you have the knowledge initial. Let's just try and concentrate on the class. Let's communicate. If you have any question, kindly drop or raise your hand on the chat. And also, while along the line, we are going to open the floor for comment or question. Also, let's just try and input from the line. So for those of us that were unable to answer your question, give you room to ask your question yesterday. So we are very sorry for that. We try and do much better today. So firstly, like I said earlier, my name is Temitope Ridwan. I'm a business intelligence analyst. I work as Nairametric financial advocate. So I'll be moderating today's class. So from there, before I introduce our guest speaker of the day, so please kindly go to the comment section and drop your favorite emoji to welcome our guest speaker of the day, which is none other person as Sadiq Yusuf. Please kindly welcome him on the comment section with your favorite emoji. Please, let's encourage him. Let's give him a welcoming ovation on our charts. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So from there, let me do a brief introduction of our guest speaker of the day, the person of Sadiq Yusuf. He's a team lead BI analyst. He's a Microsoft certified trainer. He's a data analytics expert facilitator with 5 years of experience in the industry in training and consulting. He has trained over 5,000 training hours delivered across diverse industries, including insurance, banking, oil and gas, and telecommunication. Also, Sadiq has also is a Microsoft certified trainer. He's also a Microsoft certified data analyst. He's also a Microsoft certified fabric. You can see the kind of the certificate he has. So definitely just telling you that our speaker of the day is someone that has a vast experience in the industry. He's an expert in Excel, Power BI, SQL, Microsoft Fabric, and Microsoft Office tools. He's also renowned for the ability to simplify complex concepts, enabling professionals to apply analytic tools effectively for decision making and productivity. He is known for an engaging facilitation style that bridges technical knowledge with practical business application. So, everyone, if you are very excited to be here and being trained by one of the gurus of the industry, please kindly go to the comment section and drop your favorite emoji. It's not easy, right? Getting all these things like that is not an easy thing. So please kindly appreciate him from the comment section. Please drop your favorite emoji on the complex on the chat just to appreciate him, please. Yeah, thank you very much. So in a few minutes time, speaker is going to take over. So at Sadiq Yusuf, the floor is yours. Thank you very much. If you can hear me,
All right, thank you very much, everyone. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, depending on where you're joining us from across the globe. How are you doing today? And I hope your weekend is going on well. So please, if you can hear me, just type Power BI in the chat. If you can hear me, please type Power BI in the chat. All right. Interesting. Power. Thank you. All right. Interesting. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining today. And it's my pleasure to be amidst you this afternoon. That's my own time zone now. All right. We're starting this session. We have just 1 hour, and out of the 1 hour, we've spent 10 minutes out of it already. So just like I was introduced, my name is Sadiq Yusuf, and I will be the one facilitating today's session. And like we all know, today we want to talk about Microsoft's Power BI. So let me ask all of us a question. Type in the chat, everyone. When was Microsoft Power BI given birth to? In what year? Okay. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So, yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. So please type in the chat. In what year was Microsoft Power BI born? What year was it given birth to? Let's type in the chat. I have two entry in the chat. Others, you never can tell. It might be a prize at the end of the day. So let's have your feedback. Let's have your feedback. All right, so interesting. Yes, I have. Okay, Zainab, which one are you going for? 2015 or 2014? Okay, you're going for 2014. That's fine. All right. 2010 from Patrick. We have just 15 seconds left to type your answer. Others, let's type in the chat. People are even specific. Interesting. 24th of July 2015, July 2015, 2014, 2010. All right, your time is up. All right, well done, well done, well done, well done. Actually, this year make it 10 years that Power BI has been in existence, which means Power BI was actually born in July 2015, just like we all rightly said. But how many of us went online to search? How many of us actually know it, and how many of us went online to search? Online vendors, let's see. All right, so well done, everyone. Yeah, just this just to bring us well done. I know. Yeah, this just to bring us into the training itself. All right, so you're welcome, everyone. So today we're going to be talking about Power BI, but before we talk about Power BI, I want to do an introduction to Power BI. And another question again before we then go. We say we keep hearing Power BI, Power BI, Power BI, Power BI every now and then. Who can tell me, type in the chat, what does the BI in Power BI, what does it stand for? Online vendor, AI analyst, and the likes. Type now. Don't go. So leave your AI, leave your leave your online, leave your Google. Type what does BI stands for. Thank you. The BI in Power BI stands for business intelligence, right? Business intelligence. Now let's quickly drive into the business update. When we talk about Power BI, before we even go to Power BI, let's have a few discussion about it. Across the globe, all organizations across the globe actually they operate on two systems across the globe. There's something we call business systems. Just like you type here, business intelligence. Before we get to the intelligence part of the business, what are the systems that every business has in what they have in place for their business? So knowingly or unknowingly, every business, whether it is here in Nigeria, in other country, in everywhere across the globe, every business actually operates on two systems. Like I said, whether it is either knowingly or unknowingly. So some of them might actually know that they are doing this, while some business might not know that what they are actually operating on these systems. And these systems are just two. What are these two systems? The first one is what is known as the operational system. The operational system. Just like the name implies, it's a system that has been designed to what? For the operation, to run the operation of the business. It is a system that has been designed to run the what? Operation of the system. That's just the long and short meaning of operational system. But in other words, you can say operational system are systems that has been designed to execute business processes. Operational systems are systems that has been designed to execute, that's the keyword, execute business processes. What do? They execute business processes. It simply means across the globe, in all businesses, across all organizations, they have a system in the business that is being used for execution of business processes. Now, what does that mean? It simply means, let me give us an example. If you go into a mall, right? You go into a mall, a a mall, a grocery store on the likes. You went to go and buy something. And let's say you buy drink, you buy a Coke or Pepsi, then you buy biscuits. Once you pick whatever you need from the shelf, you go to the counter where you meet the cashier and they take the product from you, scan it, right? And the moment you make your payment, what they press enter on their system and what you bought. Actually, what has been imputed on the system goes what? It is stored in the system. Now that system, what they just did was, what that person just did was what they've captured the business data. So the system that has been designed to capture business data is referred to as the operational system. That is, whenever anything happen in the business, it is that software that has been built. Any software that has been built to help us now capture the data. So the system that capture the Coke and the biscuit that you just bought now, that system is what we refer to as the operational system. Or another example, let's say I go into a bank. I just enter any branch of any bank in Nigeria, in anywhere in the world. You feel, or if you want to deposit, you're not going there to deposit or withdraw money, right? You're doing a transaction, or you're going there to complain, to lay a complaint. Now, let's not limit it to just deposit and withdraw. Whether you want to deposit or you want to make withdrawal, what do? You fill up what? A small paper. You fill in your name, your what again, the account number, the amount, debit, you want to debit or you want to credit. Now, once you're done, you hand over this piece of paper to the other person at the cash point, right? And what do? They key in all the details that you have put into that paper, they key into a system. And at the end of the day, your account then gets debited or it is credited. That means what? That transaction has been captured in their system, right? That system that they are using in that bank to capture that is what we refer to as what? The operational system. That is, we use it in executing business processes. Now, just think, because we are all core members now, right? And we serve in one organization. Some of us are in school, some are in somewhere. So just think, wherever you are currently, think, type in the chat. What do you think? What in that where you currently work? Give me an example of an operational system. Type in the chat. Example of an operational system where you currently work. That is the system or the software that has been designed to actually capture the business data. Thank you, ERP. Interesting. Samuel, you can also type in the chat. What do you do with that ERP? Others, SAP. Fantastic. Fantastic. Others, let's type in the chat. Let's type in the chat. Just think, look inward, where you currently work, your current PPA. What can you refer to as an operational system there? So we have ERP, yes. So we're going to use ERP. It's an example. SAP too is an example. Where some people use Oracle. Final, exactly. Thank you very much, Amao. Yes. Transactional data, fantastic. That's correct. Some use Oracle. Some use IBM. Some use, we have different tools. In fact, in some organization, they have some custom, thank you very much, Michael. In some organization have some customly built system that are even different from all the one that we just stated here. Microsoft Dynamics, thank you. Navision, yeah. For those in accounting, they use, I know they use one QuickBook. Yes, it's an example. These and many more are example of, thank you very much, Patrick. What is LDS? These are what all these systems they are referred to as what the operational system. That is, we use them in capturing the business data. So we use it for execution of the business Yes, lean. Okay, the leadership software. Yes, and in banks too, they use something that's called Finacle. In other places, you have a lot of them. So all these, so long that system is actually the work of that system is, they will not necessarily call it an operational system, but you just need to know what that system is doing. What does it do? So long its job is to help us capture the business data, right? So such system is known as an operational system. And this system actually was so those in HR, they have their own operational system. Those in finance, they have their operational system. Those in marketing have theirs, in sales, and every department, they have different operational systems. Right? Leans. Thank you very much, Amara. So now, in all the operational system, they also have an analytics. They can do reports. However, the challenge is that for every operational system, it can only do reports. Number one, it can only do reports based on the data that is currently have, based on its own data. That is that's the kind of analytics that what an operational system can do. It can only do data reports based on the data that is currently that is in it. That's one. Secondly, because what they were actually built for is to execution of business processes, right? So there is a limit to the kind of analysis analysis that they can do. And another thing is that whenever you now need to do a report that has to pull data from multiple operational systems. For example, you are pulling the data from SAP, and another data is coming from Dynamics 365. Another data is coming from Oracle. Another is coming from QuickBook from the accounting department.
Mr. Sadiq, seems I don't know, maybe it's the network. We're not hearing you clearly.
That is you
I think it's still the same thing.
is
Probably can offline and join again. So sorry guys, while we are waiting for our guest speaker, so kindly hold while he's having some network issue. Let's just hold on for some a minute or two for him to sort out his network glitch. So just a minute. I'm going to rehire the speaker, so he's going to be able to talk again. Just a minute, please.
all right. All right, I'm back. So please type clear in the
Uh,
chat if you can hear me now. Please type clear in the chat if you can hear me. Can you hear me?
yeah. I can hear you from my end.
Okay, thank you very much for that feedback. All right, so like I was saying before the network interrupted us, I said what we're not talking about the analytic system. And we say analytic system is a system that is used in to evaluate business process. Now, like I said, thank you very much, everyone. Yeah. Okay. Now, like I said, your reports you might actually need to evaluating means what you might want to know what is going on in the business. All right. So then that might mean that you need to create a report that actually would cut across multiple operational system, different operational system, and that is where we need an analytic system. Now, analysis helps us to evaluate. So it is what you can use to connect to different operational system and you do your reports. And what kind of reports do? You try to do a report that what? You do a report that okay, you do a report that maybe you are looking at okay, what is our current revenue? You want to look at it by department. How much is each department bringing? How much is each employee in that department bringing, or different locations that we have access to, right? Our different locations. So where how much are we making in different what in different branches that we have. So all this and all the different products that we have, you want to know which of our products is giving us the highest revenue. And these and many more are what are the kind of analysis that you might do, I can do with an analytic system. And across the globe, we have multiple different analytic systems, of which Microsoft Power BI is one of them. We have Tableau is also one of them. In fact, let me hear from you, everyone. Type in the chat. What analytic system do you know of? Mention one analytic system that you know of. Just mention one analytic system that you exactly for us in school. Yes, we use SPSS. So when we are doing our project, we use SPSS to analyze our data. Thank you. Yes, Power BI is one of them. Tableau, Click, in fact, Excel. Yes. So any system that you use in analyzing what, in bringing out insight from your system is what is known as the analytic system. And we have a lot of analytic system across the globe. In fact, there's a study by Gartner. We call it, they have a report that Gartner actually have a report that they turn out every year. And this report is basically looking at different analytic system and they're trying to know, okay, which one is actually what is the best out of them, actually, which one is the most adopted one across the globe. And this is one of their this is one of their quadrants. So looking at all the different analytic platform, the different analytic platform or business intelligence platform, they're comparing, they're looking at what they have a Google, Looker, Click, Tableau, Oracle, SPSS, SAP, IBM, a lot of them. They are comparing them and they're looking, okay, which one is actually what. So and over the years, so Microsoft Power BI has actually been in the lead. And what one good thing about this is that what the Power BI, same Power BI used here in Nigeria is what we use in every other part of the world. In every other part of the world. Now, let's now quickly talk about what data analytics take. What are the steps you need to take as an analyst when you want to analyze your data? The first thing you need is what is for you to know what is the problem definition. What problem are we looking for to solve? What problem are you looking forward to solve? You don't just pick data and start analyzing it without any direction. You must know what exactly what is the problem that we are trying to solve. Then the next thing is when you need the data. You will need data. Either you have access to the data. You need access to the data that we need that will help you to solve that problem. Well, for example, now problem can be how profitable are we as a business? Which of our products is actually doing the best? And so on. So all these next things, you need the data that can you actually analyze. So that's why you need to know which operational system is this data coming from. Then once you're that, most of the time our data is always dirty. Then we need to in the subsequent class to see how we're going to feed a dirty data. And next one is now to do an analysis on this. Analysis simply means, okay, what kind of analysis do I want to know? Do I need to do a count? When do I need to sum? When do I need to do an average? When should I do a percentage? And many more. So this is the stage where you need to decide what is the best way to present my data. Right? And after this, you can then start working on visualization. What is now the best visual for me to present this data? Now, I know that okay, this is so it's okay. I want to this yeah, I want to do okay. I want to know what percentage of my total revenue is coming from the different products, right? Next thing is which visual is the best to what's the best visual to visualize this? Or I'm trying to I did analysis to show okay, what's the total revenue by month, our monthly revenue. Then here, you want to know what is the best visual to actually what show this. So these are many more. When do you need to use a chart? When do you need to use the table? And many more. So then lastly is once you have done that, you now need to what present your data or your findings to your audience. Who are your audience? Might be your team lead, your manager, the stakeholders, and many more. So those are the people that will then take action based on what you have presented. Right. So these are what we are going to see as we proceed in the course of the Power BI training. Now, let's now go into Power BI itself. Where does Power BI even come from? Power BI actually comes from what? It's the birth of Power BI. Like we said earlier on, it was born in what? In 2015, right? Now, Power BI actually comes from, where does it come from? It comes from Excel. In fact, there's a popular saying that we say that in Excel, we are doing reporting in Excel. There are actually 5 ways of doing reporting in Excel. One of them is by using what? Formulas and functions in Excel. The second way of doing, another way of doing reporting in Excel is by using pivot table. Now, how many of us have heard of pivot table before? Please, let's type in the chat. Let's type in the chat. How many of us have heard of or used pivot table in Excel before? Thank you, Grace. Grace is an expert. All of us, oh, thank you, fantastic. Yes, because we have done Excel training. All right. Now, one of the way after pivot now, exact. Thank you very much. Now, pivot table actually has a limitation. Who can tell me what is the limitation of pivot table? Please confirm. Can anyone see my screen? I read one. Please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yeah, I can see your screen with Excel on it.
Okay, thank you.
That's bit of Power BI.
All right, thank you very much. Okay. All right. Now, pivot table has a limitation, and the limitation is that what? It can only do reports on one table at a time. It can only do a report on a single table at a time. And this limitation is actually what gives birth to the third way of doing reporting in Excel, which is now a combination of pivot table, power pivot, and what we call DAX. Pivot table, power pivot, and DAX. Now, this third way of doing reporting in Excel is actually what gave birth to Power BI. That's what Microsoft actually infused together to build and to create another standalone product, which is known as what? As Microsoft Power BI today. So that's why we say what? Power BI actually comes from Excel, right? It comes from Excel. So Excel actually gave it to from Power BI, they were graduated to Excel. We have in Excel, we have formulas and function, pivot table and chart, right? The same thing. So we have what? They have Power Pivot, we have it in both of them. It's actually what gave birth to it. Just that what in Power BI now we now add sprinkle of new, you add flavor here, Maggi, and like just to make it what. But actually the bedrock, the building block of Power BI comes from what? It comes from it comes from Excel actually. Right. So and with it now, you can you can publish your report online. You have your data set, and in fact for other report they can connect to your data set. We talk about that as we progress. Right now. So, like we said, it is a business intelligence tool, and it helps us to analyze our data and to help us deliver insight throughout the organization. Because for every organization, what we churn out every day is data. Now, with Power BI, it helps us to achieve more with our data. It delivers insight, and for with Power BI, Power BI can actually connect to a lot of data sources depending on where your data is coming from. Is it coming from Microsoft SQL, Oracle, SAP, and Dynamics 365, QuickBook, and many more? Regardless of where your data is coming from, Power BI can actually what? It can connect to it. In fact, let's take a look at some of some of the places before going into the data sources and to see the different data sources that we have, right? let's look at the difference where you can use your Power BI. What tools or on which tool can you use Power BI? Right? So, and with Power BI, you can create some interesting, some beautiful reports, and it is very, very interactive. Right? So with Power BI, you can use it on any device of your choice. You can use it on your desktop. You can use it on your mobile phone. In fact, most of the time I have Power BI on my phone. So mobile for Power, it's called Power BI mobile. You can view it. You don't necessarily need to be in front of your screen at any all the time before you can consume a report that is built in Power BI. You can actually view it on your phone. We can optimize it for for mobile view, and it looks perfectly, right? Also, you also have Power BI service. Now, Power BI is of two types, or there are two types of Power BI. We have the free version, or let me say, we have the online version and we have the offline version of Power BI. We have the offline version of Power BI and we have the online version of Power BI. So the offline version of Power BI is what everyone can have access to. And that is what we refer to as what? The Power BI desktop. That is the Power BI that you and I are able to download. That is the Power BI that you and I were able to download from the online, and we have it on our system and we can build report on it. That's the desktop. It is free for everyone. But for you to get the best out of Power BI, you also need what? We also have the other one, which is the online part of Power BI. The what? We call it the Power BI service. We call it the Power BI service. That is, whatever you build on offline is only for you. You are the one that have access to. You are the one that can view. But if you need larger audience to have access to what you have actually built, right? You need to what? You need to be able to publish your reports online. And the online version of Power BI is known as what? The Power BI service. Please confirm in the chat if you can still hear me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, all right, all right. Thank you very much. Okay, so like I said, so Power BI service, the Power BI desktop is that Power BI that you and I have on our system right now. This is mine, right? So yours too is on your system, but the online version is known as the Power BI service. That is where you publish anything you have done offline, you publish it online, right? And once you publish it, that means what people in your organization will be able to have access to that report, and you don't need to be sharing different versions of report with different people. Even if you need to make an update to the report, once you update the report and you publish the same thing, everybody will still have what we have access to it. Now, like I said, you can consume your report on any device of your choice, whether it's a laptop, laptop, a tab, or a mobile phone. You can actually consume a report that is built in Power BI on any device. And another thing that actually makes Power BI very interesting, that makes it stand out, is the fact that it connects to a lot of data sources. It can connect to a lot of data sources. Power BI can connect to a lot of data sources. Tell me, is it what? You can connect to an Excel. If your data is in Excel, you can connect to an Excel. You can connect to a CSV file. You can connect to a SharePoint. You can connect to Oracle, IBM, SAP. Just name it. Any data source of your choice. Salesforce, Azure, just SQL, just name it. Power BI can connect to it. And all these connectors, we call them the what? The custom connectors. That is, by default, Power BI can connect to all these data sources. Again, what if in our own organization, the question will now be, what if in our own organization, we have our own operational system is actually not part of all this? But probably it is customly built for us to suit our business purpose. How can I what? How can I use Power BI with it? How can I connect? Yes, you can connect Power BI to what? To it. Just as what? Because that is not a custom connector, you will build something that's called a data gateway. We can build or we build something that's called a data gateway. Data gateway will actually serve as a bridge linking your connecting Power BI to your customly built data source, and voila, it can connect to it, pull data from it, and do your analysis, right? So that is Power BI can connect a lot of what of a lot of data sources, right? And we're going to test one or two of them before we wrap up for today. And just like I said, the desktop version of Power BI is free. And with Power BI, it gives you access to what we call the real-time dashboard or real-time analytics, where you can see what is going on in your business real time, because now your Power BI now acts as you've connected, or Power BI now have access to the main source of the data. So as data is coming in, your report is being updated. And with Power BI too, we can use natural language to query our data with Power BI in Power BI. So that means we can use AI, that's AI embedded, that's already embedded in Power BI, and Copilot is currently doing wonders when it comes to Power BI. And another thing in Power BI is that it also has, just like in your Excel, it has visuals, but Power BI has more visuals compared to what we have in Excel, right? So it has a lot of visuals. In fact, let's now go to Power BI. Everyone, let's have Power BI opened on our system. This is my Power BI. Let's now, because I'm opening this for the first time, right? For someone of us, I'm opening this for the first time. Just click on blank reports. Click on blank report, that it will bring you to the home page or the interface of Power BI. Brings you to Power BI interface. All right, when we now talk about Power BI interface itself, right? Just like every other Microsoft tools, Power BI interface is almost the same. Now, we have something in Power BI itself, we have something that's called the ribbon. The ribbon. Ribbon simply means what? Everything that we have at the top here, these are the ribbon. That is, in Power BI, we have different tabs. We have tabs. We have the file tab, just like in your Excel or your Word or your PowerPoint. We have the file tab, the home tab, the insert tab, the modeling, view, optimize, help, or external tools. Yours might actually stop on help. It does not matter. Yep. Because I have some external tools I also use for Power BI, right? And under each tab as well, we have what? We have commands. We have different commands under each tab. You see the different commands. Under the home tab, you have different commands, right? So that's the tab. And to the right hand side of Power BI, on the Power BI interface now, to the right hand side of a Power BI, we have the panes, P-A-N-E-S, panes. We have the panes. Now, the first pane that we have is known as the filter pane. It's known as, that's to the right hand side, is known as the filter pane. All of us, can you see filter pane? And just like the name implies, we use it to filter our reports. Filter pane can be used to filter our reports. You can decide I want to filter, is it just one page on all filters on this current page, or you want to add this filter should be on all the page. That is, for example, now let's say I'm connected to a data, and in my data we have our data is coming from different countries, right? Now in this case, I want to be seeing numbers coming from Nigeria alone. So I can just, okay, since our data is coming from different countries across the globe, right? I can come to my filter page and say, you know what, this data, it should only be showing numbers for Nigeria alone. That can be done under the filter pane. And it filter your numbers only to your current country. You get now, or if it is a product that you want to filter to. So that's work of filter. We used to filter our reports. Then the second pane that we have is the visualization pane. the visualization pane. As you can see, we have different visual. This is where we have visuals. We have the bar chart, the pie chart, the line chart, the table chart. And if you look at this very well, you can see that what we have a lot more chart in Power BI compared to what we have in Excel. We have a lot of charting. These are what? These are custom charts, right? And also, let's even say we have the what you can see the composition tree, we have the Q&A, we have the smart narrative, which is natural language. You can use AI, like I said earlier on. We have the what Python visual, we have the R script visual as well. A lot of visuals. We have the funnel chart, the scatter chart, the pie chart, or the donut chart. In fact, everyone, I need you to type in the chat. Just once you hover your mouse on any chart, there you see the name. Or you just need to hover your mouse on the chart and what you see the name. Everyone, I need you to type it out. Just one chart that you can see here, but you have not seen before. One chart that you can see under the visualization pane, but you have not seen it before, either in your Excel. Yeah. Funnel, thank you. Let's type in the chat, everyone. Thank you. Button slides. All you just need to do is go to the visualization pane, then you hover your mouse on any of the charts that you have there. Goals. Are you sure it's called goals? Hover your mouse on it. Hover your mouse on it. You'll see the name. Yeah, Azure map. Thank you. Now, all these this we have the pie chart, we have the Azure, okay, somebody said Azure map already, shape map, we have the gauge visual as well, we have matrix visual, we have the table, we have the KPI, and lots more. Now, aside all the custom visuals that we currently have in our Power BI, and if you check very well, what I have in my own visualization is actually different from what you will have on yours. Why is that? That's because I've actually gone to the market. Now, what I'm about to tell you is that aside all the visual that all the custom visual that you have in Power BI, if you need any other, you can still bring in other visuals into your Power BI. If let's say you want to do a report and the kind of visual that you need is not on your Power BI, right? Then yes, I've seen it. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So if you need another visual, you can actually bring visuals into your Power BI. How do you do it? Just go to the last visual you have there and you see 3 dots. You see 3 dots after the last visual from your hand. Okay, yes. Don't worry, you can't have the same. Yes, I have a lot of visuals that I actually brought in. So let me just show you how I brought in the visuals. Now, when you click on these 3 dots now, you can see get more visuals. That is, I can see get more visual if I need to bring in other visuals. Maybe I've seen a report before that use other visuals, but they are not currently ready in my Power BI. I can go, this one we say you go to the market. You can go to the market to go and bring in more visuals. Say get more visuals. So you can import a visual from a file, you can remove a visual, or you can restore back to default. So let me click on get more visual. Now you can only get more visual when you have when you have Power BI license. Actually, if you have the license, you are not using the free, you have the subscription based one now, which is the Power BI service, right? So either your organization has the license already or you have a personal license. That's the only time you can make use of this. And if I need any, if you can see now, once I click on, for you now, if you click on the 3 dots and click on get more visual, it will ask you to sign in, right? Because as a first timer, it will request for your email address. So it is with that email now, it will know whether you have your license or not. So if you don't have license, sorry, you'll not be able to see all this. But if you do, then you once you sign in with your email address, then you'll be able to you can say I have a lot of visuals here. You can see. If you know the one you actually want to connect to, you can just search. From my search button, I can say Sankey. You can see different Sankey visual, Sankey charts, right? or have animated bar charts too. Animated bar chart, you can see. So this, I can bring any one of my choice. So let's say I want to bring in this sunburst visual. Now all I need to do is click on it. This one I want to bring into my Power BI. I need it for the report I'm currently building. I'll just click on it. Then I click on add. In fact, you can even download the sample file that will show you how this particular visual is being used. You can see it here. I can see. So you can click on that download sample file. But if I want it on my own this side, just click on add. Then in no time, it will soon what? It will soon come. It will appear on my Power BI. Once you will notice, it will tell me once it's ready. Power BI will notify me that what my visual is ready. Then you can see it's loading. You can have this information as I say import successful. The visual was successfully imported. I click on OK. And by the time I come here now, I now have what the sunburst. So this is how you bring in what the this is how you bring in your other visuals. And I can see people ask, how do you get license? So licensing is just you buy it just the way you buy the Office 365 license and the like. So yes, it's not free. You pay money for it, and we have different license actually. And also there's a way you can get it. You can create a what do we call it now? A free account also that can last for 90 days or so. All right, so let's proceed. This is the what visualization pane. Then the third pane that we have here is the data pane. Data pane is where you have any data that you bring into Power BI, any table that you connect to that you bring into Power BI, they're all going to be listed under your data pane. So these are the three panes that we have. Right now, to the left hand side, that's my okay. This is my right hand side, and to the left hand side of my Power BI, I have the views. I have the views. The first view that I can see here is the report view. Report view simply means this is where I will create my reports. Report view is where I can create my report. If I want to create it, I just bring on bar chart, click on it, it shows up. I want a pie chart, I click on it, it shows up. You can see? Click on an empty space, bring in my new visual sunburst, click on it, it shows up. So this is me now. What? This is me bringing different visuals. And remember, just like a pivot table actually. So you just once you bring in visual, if you have data, you can just click on the data, then you can bring in your data into it, so you can bring as many visuals. So that's what on the report view. Report view is where you create your reports. Then the next view is the table view. Table view is where you have the tabular view of any data that you bring into Power BI. When you connect to any data, right? When you connect to any data, all the tables that you connect to will be listed here. You see the table view, just like in your pivot table, right? But if you want to see the contents of each table, that can be seen under our what? Our table view. Then the third one is our model view. Model view is where you create it's equivalent to a power pivot in Excel. Model view is the power pivot in Excel. This is where you create your data model. This is where you create connections between your tables. This is a connection between, if you bring many tables, you need to create connection between them when you get to in the process we call data modeling, right? So this is where you do that in Power BI. And we have the DAX query view that allows you to write your what? To write your query, to write your DAX and see it, see the result. This will just basically look as if you are working in as if you're writing an SQL script. And lastly, we have the what? The TMDL view. The TMDL view. So all these are the what? These are the views that we have in Power BI. Right? Now we've talked about the tabs, the panes, and the view. Let's talk about the bottom part of Power BI. In Power BI, just like in your Excel, you can create as many pages of report as possible. In Power BI, you can create as many pages of report as possible, just like in your Excel where you create sheets 1, 2, 3, 4, and many more, right? Same thing in Power BI. You can see this is my current page 1. If I want another page, I'll just click on this plus sign. It gives me page 2, page 3, 4, 5 by what? By clicking on the plus, and I can cancel any page, can delete any page by what? Just same thing you do in Excel. Yes, cancel it. Okay, delete it. I can rename the page too. Double click on page 1. I want to call it what? Agenda. Page 2. I want to call it outline. So you can rename any page, right? And remember that earlier and I said you can what? View your Power BI report. Okay, TMDL is, yes. So TMDL is new to Power BI, so you have to go and bring it in when we go to preview feature. Yeah, come in. So I'm not using that yet, so let's just go. Okay, then I said, well, you can view your report either on your PC or on your mobile phone, right? Now, this view that we are currently seeing here, okay, this page, this big page that we are seeing here, okay, this page we are seeing here, this page is known as, okay, this page, this white space, this space is where you build your reports, and this is known as what? Canva. We call it Canva. This is where you build your reports. Whatever report you want to build is going to be on this page. And that's why if you need to bring in any chart, just click on the chart. It shows on this page. You bring any chart, it shows. So this way you build your reports. And this screen, right? So we are this screen now is optimized for the what? It's actually optimized for zoom out. Skip. Okay, it's optimized for what we call the desktop view. If you want to change whatever I've done here now, let me bring managing visual. Let me bring what is this, right? This is your what? Desktop view. So if you go to the bottom of your screen, you see this is currently what? Our desktop layout view. This is how it's going to be when if it's in a desktop view. But if you want to optimize for a full mobile view, I click on this, it will change towards mobile layout view. You can see mobile layout view. Then I can start bringing my chart and arrange it in such a way that it will be easier for those who are using mobile phone to what? To view the reports. You can see. So I've now arranged it. So this is me now trying to arrange the same report for to optimize this for mobile view. So this is everything about Power BI. And in next class, we now talk about what I can bring in data into Power BI. I can bring in data into Power BI. And yeah, if your data is dirty, I can clean the dirty data as well. So I hope with this I've been able to what introduce you to what we call Power BI itself. And the next thing left for you is now what to start building building reports, crunching numbers, creating insights from your data, and making headway with it. So this is where I am going to stop for today. In the next session, we'll talk about bringing the data into Power BI. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah,
Over to you.
thank you. It has been an amazing section. If you are very happy, if you got value for today's section, kindly go to our chat box and appreciate our speaker of the day. Drop your favorite emoji on the chat section if you are proud of the if you have got value for the section. Wow. It has been an amazing session. Thank you very much, Mr. Sadiq. Really appreciate. So now we are going to the next section, which is question. If you're having a question, one or two, so can you signify by raising up your hand? If you're having a question, you can just signify by raising up your hand. Okay, Moshood, any other person? If you're having any question, kindly signify by raising up your hand, or you can also drop your question on our chat box. Probably if you're in a noisy environment, you can drop your question on the chat box. Okay, so now Moshood, I'm going to unmute your mic, so please. So Moshood, so I've unmuted your mic, so the floor is yours now. You can proceed. Moshood, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm with you. Hello, good afternoon, Mr. Sadiq. Well done. Actually, the class is so amazing. But my question is that you explained the camphor, you explained the visualization, you explained the filters, but there are reasons at the top that you didn't give us the details about their uses. So maybe I don't know whether that one is going to be happening in the next class.
Okay, details like what? Like what example?
I mean, like their uses. You know, some of the reviews on the page, like external tools, like there are some of the content on it. You didn't give us explanation on that aspect.
Okay, I guess yes. All right, so as we proceed, like I said, these are just. Please mute your mic.
Please mute your mic.
Please mute your mic. Okay, I can hear
You
myself.
can proceed now.
Thank you. All right, so just like I said, just like every other Microsoft tools, the Home tab where you can paste, copy, get data. Don't as we proceed, you get to understand what we do with each of them. Actually, I actually don't want to jump like get data now. In the next class, you get to understand it better. But basically, this is where we bring in data into our Power BI. If you go to Insert tab, you can insert just like insert a new page instead of this another way of creating a new page instead of what clicking on the plus sign. When I click on this now, you create a what do you want to blank page or a duplicated page, new visuals, key influencer, this key influencer, the completion smart narrative, all these they are already visuals under my visualization pane. You can bring in button, you can bring in a shape, or you bring in an image, just like your Excel and Microsoft Word actually. So basically everything you can use them. So other tools as we proceed, other things that we have here as we proceed, you get to understand what they are used for. For example, now under this modeling now, when we get to DAX, when we are talking about DAX, you will learn how to create a measure, how you can create column, how you create a table using DAX, parameter, row level security and the like. So don't worry, you get to understand them as we proceed. Yes. Okay.
Thank you very much for that. I think we have some questions. I'll be reading them to you. So one person said, but please, when are we going into the practical aspect of it?
Oh, don't be in a hurry. Don't worry. Next class, you are getting your hands dirty already. Actually, I plan to actually take us to 1 or 2 December because we didn't join it. And that's why we always advise that please 4 o'clock should be 4 o'clock. You join even before the time so that we can maximize our 1 hour window. So don't worry. As from next class like this, you start connecting to data, you start cleaning dirty data, you start doing stuff with your data. Yes.
So at Moshood, I can still see your hand raised up. Are you still having any question?
I assume it's the old hand. I forgot to
Okay.
put it down.
Seems we're not having any other question. Okay. Patrick and Amara. So let's take the 2 questions. So Patrick, I'm going to unmute your mic now. So Patrick, your mic has been unmuted. You can proceed now. Hello, Patrick. Okay, so maybe we'll move to Amara. So Amara, your mic has been unmuted, so you can proceed with your question.
Okay, hello, good afternoon, sir. Thank you very much for the class. I wanted to ask about first of all, the signing into the Power BI. I've been trying to download it on my laptop. It's not been working. I tried with my phone. They're saying I should sign in. I'm signing with a normal email, but they're saying I should use an Outlook. Okay, I use an Outlook, but they're saying it's not an office. It's not an office. So
So
I'm
you mean
having
on your system right now you don't have Power BI on it?
no, sir.
No, you don't even need anything to download it. Just go online, click on download Power BI. Maybe if I check the link, they can drop the link in the on the WhatsApp group again. So it's not you don't even need to sign in at all to download it. So I can also help you to look.
Okay, all right, sir. I also have another question.
Yes,
Power BI. I think I've been hearing people say a lot of things about businesses and business systems. What about like people that are probably in the, let's say, the health sector? Is it still applicable? Like, for example, using data from maybe disease conditions and so many other things. Is it still
exactly.
applicable? Because I'm just
Yes, it's
hearing.
applicable to everywhere. It's applicable to everywhere. I know recently there was a day I was talking to someone who is a medical doctor. He was explaining the issue they have in their hospital. Now, then I started thinking about data. Now they have data, but they do a report that they have a report that they do. They want to know, okay, how what's the language now? How occupied are we? How many? What's the average time that what I don't want to call them clients now. What do you call people that they admit in the hospital now? Patient. Thank you. That's the right word. Patient. That's the client. Yeah. So how on an average, how long do patients stay in the hospital on admission? Then they also want to look at how they want to be data to be able to tell them when they have full house or not, so that they be able to allocate, so that as people are coming in, they are able to know whether they can see if they are full up to capacity or not, and also to be able to what's it called, schedule um personnel that will be on ground, or to also help them to know, okay, do we now need to expand? So all this comes from their data. So it cut across every walks of life, whether you are in the health sector, in the XF sector, you are in any sector, finance, sales, marketing, HR, L&D. Just think about it. Data is gold. Everybody actually generates data, and there's a need for us to make sense of our data.
All right, thank you very much for that. So, Patrick, your mic has been unmute, so you can proceed with your question now. Hi, Patrick, can you hear me? Hello. Okay, so I don't know, maybe it's the network, so I'll just proceed with the next person. Moshood. So, Moshood, your mic has been unmuted, so you can proceed with your question now. Moshood, can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Hi.
I'm very sorry. Actually, I want to ask Mr. Sadiq Yusuf one question. Because of the time, I want you to just explain a little thing about in Tableau. I think the white filter pen, can we also call it Canva? Is it the same name? And like I said, now we call it, we have a workbook, and together we have a worksheet. So but
Okay.
in Taboo, what do we call, is it Canva we call it too? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so that area where you build your report is called Canva everywhere. Yes, whether in Tableau or in Power BI, we call it Canva.
All right, thank you very much for that. So, let me try out unmuting Patrick once again. So, Patrick, please can you confirm if you can hear me? Hello, Patrick. You can proceed now. Your mic has been unmuted. Patrick, we are not hearing you. Let me disable and try again. Okay, so Amara has asked a question. Likewise, Moshood. I'll try unmuting Patrick once again. Okay. in lieu of that, please, can you just type in your question so we can just move on from there? Please, can you type in your question? I guess it's the net. So kindly type in your question on the chat. So I'll just help you read it out to everyone. Patrick, please, we're waiting for you. Can you type in your question on the chats?
I think we can proceed to the next person. Once
Okay,
he drop a message, we can always respond to his message.
All right, sir. So
even after the call, we can still respond to his message.
Okay, I think that's the last question we're having for the day, and justice has been done to every other question. In the absence of any further question, if you're having any question, you can just drop it on our WhatsApp channel. We'll gladly appreciate and respond to you as soon as possible. In the absence of any further question, we are going to call today's class a day. It has been an amazing seeing everyone here. Let's get ready for our next class coming up next weekend. It's going to be we are going deep dive into Power BI. So let's get prepared. Let's try and download our Power BI to before the class. Thank you very much, speaker of the day. So if you are God's value for today's session, so please kindly appreciate our speaker before going. Kindly appreciate he's going to drop his let me share his LinkedIn handle on our screen. Just a moment. Okay, so that is LinkedIn handle. Sodiq Adisa Yusuf. You can connect with our speaker of the day at Sodiq Adisa Yusuf on LinkedIn. So also I'm really want Tim Tokwe. You can just connect with me on LinkedIn. Really want Tim Tokwe. Then our host is at Adewale Yusuf. Like I always said, always post your progress on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more like your professional portfolio that you are building. This is just to show that it is just showing you the step and the level you are in your data career. Sorry for me to say this. Like I said yesterday, I also started my data career last year, just the same period, and I was supporting to get a job December. So it depends on how fast you can study, and I wish you the best of luck. So thank you very much once again, everyone, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. Thank you for having me. Bye for now.
Yeah, thank you, sir.